Hello everybody, Darren here, and welcome back to Anno 1800. Now in the last few episodes, I've been playing around with the Empire of the Skies DLC, learning the mechanics, getting our first few airships up and running, but now, everything's sort of in place, so we can just kind of more freely enter back into the sandbox and just kind of play around with the mechanics. So today, I'm hoping to boost our population with the new mail system, reduce traffic at our busiest port here in the New World, and just generally optimize and improve our cities. So, to get started, one thing I just want to queue up really quickly here at the beginning is a new airship. We're going to get not the Zephyr, not just yet. We're going to get the Pegasus. A measly 5 influence, not too bad. That leaves us with just about 15. Now, I think I've currently got 10 invested in propaganda, so we've got a little bit more than that. But as part of the mail system, we should be able to get a decent amount of extra population that will push us over the edge. So the next milestone is 123,000. We currently have 118,000 and falling. But we should be able to hit that 123 and maybe even the next tier above it to get our bonus 15 influence and hopefully another 15 as well. Something that's just irking me really quickly here is this is not connected anymore for some reason. There we go. Alright, one other thing I just wanted to mention before we get into the gameplay proper is that I had technical issues in the previous episodes where I was mentioning that I was getting a lot of stuttering. I switched from DX12 back to DX11, which just doesn't run as well as DX12 for me. But DX12 now runs poorly, and I was trying to figure out why. It turns out it's a Windows 11 update that kind of borked a few games, especially if you have an RTX card, apparently. So just thought I'd let people know that. I would heavily suggest holding off on the Windows update or pausing it if you can, if you're on Windows 11 and you have an RTX card. Otherwise, I can't actually roll back or do anything about it. However, I actually switched back over to DX12, which I'm currently on now, and the game is running really, really well, except for when you load in. It takes forever to load in. It takes like 10 minutes to load in for the very first time, and then when you look at things for the first time, like you zoom in, and things are like slowly loading in, it stutters and the frame rate goes really low. So we might see that occasionally during the video. I just thought I would mention that. But once you've loaded it, then everything runs fine. So maybe it's a problem getting stuff into VRAM, maybe, but once it's in memory, then it's fine to access. I don't know, but I just thought I would mention it. So, for all intents and purposes, the game is running totally fine. It's just that on loading objects for the first time, it's not. So, there you go. Anyways, listen to a bunch of feedback from the previous episode. Gonna take it a little slower in this one and fix some problems and stop doing things so ham-fistedly. I tend to do that when a DLC comes out because I want to just get all the mechanics under my belt and understood, and then we can kind of play around with them, which we can do now. So, while we're building that ship, there's a couple things I want to do. We're going to head over to Cape Trelawney. I want to improve loading speed at that port because we kept getting backed up with a bunch of different ships taking ages. So I had a look at the different items in the game, and I found one that for some reason I couldn't really find where he was specifically, which is Hogarth, the Harbor Master. But it does say item location there. I don't know why it's so easy for me now, but I was actually struggling for ages before. I couldn't find where he was, and you can't make him in the research institute. You get him from doing the quest, item source, the Queen's Quest over in Cape Trelawney. So if you have the Sunken Treasures DLC, I guess, you should be able to get him. Anyway, this character item is awesome, and for some reason I've just left him in here. Essentially what it does is 100% loading speed and increased harbor activity, a chance to gain coffee, gold, cotton fabric, rum, and chocolate. Or chocolate, it actually says, so I guess it's one of, depending on. So let's just get one of our airships. We're going to fly this guy straight out to the New World, transfer him there. I'm going to also use the building to transfer items between places as well, as people did mention, it's actually pretty good, and I gotta say, it is. I don't know what was wrong with me. I got an old stick in the mud, I guess, for some reason in the previous episode when I just got a little frustrated at the airmail system. My opinion on that hasn't changed, but the item transfer thing I actually think is better than I gave it credit for. It certainly saves time because you can move so many of them at the same time instead of having to load up a ship with 3, 4, 5 or whatever. So I'm just waiting on this ship to come around. It's just over here. You can just see that stuttering every now and then for the first time load on a bunch of these different things. So just get this ship to come over, load up Hogarth, send him to the New World, and then we'll get over there and start upgrading our piers and different things to help the loading speed as well. I actually know why there's an icon above that ship. Take a photo of it. I could try. Can I take a photo like this? No. Yeah, I've got no quest. I think it's just a bug from a very old quest. Anyways, items. Well, actually, what we could do, I think, is just drag and drop. There we go. Alright, New World, straight to Port of Banus. We'll catch up with that airship later. Some questions I got as well is, can you build the new types of airships in the Arctic? No, you can't. You can just build the standard airship, which is now called a Boreas. You can build that now in the New World if you want. So there's kind of no need to have this in the Arctic if you just are able to set it up in the New World or set it up in the Old World if you want, because you can make the standard airships now anyway. Alright, gonna flip back. So, loading time. Loading time is currently 2.6 seconds here at the regular piers. At the advanced pier, which we've unlocked in the Research Institute, it's 5.2, and that's with Khadija Sege, Angareb's Market Master, loading speed 30%. The only two items I could find anyway that improve loading speed at the actual Harbor Master is her, and the other one, Hogarth, that we're bringing over right now. So you get a little bit of a loading speed boost, so let's just do it there and do it here. So that's going to be 4 in total. Someone in the comments pointed out this could have been upgraded as well. Think of all the time we could have saved with that. So that's upgraded now, a little bit of extra island storage as well. So that's going to give us a loading speed of 5 seconds, or sorry, I guess it's tons per second, right? 5 tons per second. So we're at 5.2 now across the board. But when we put in Hogarth, we should get another nice boost. And I'm going to endeavor to fill up these item sockets with characters that improve loading as well. So anything that's dealing with the New World trade specifically, we want it to go as smoothly and easily as possible in there. So let's just hop back to the Research Institute. And I'm going to queue up an absolute ton of characters and development and items to get in the background. I feel like I've been underutilizing this for a long time here. So let's go with loading speed. And we'll go with ship items. So it has to be loaded on a ship. So add to queue, 20,000 and 1,000 engineers, that's fine. These are going to take a little while. I'm going to alternate them though. I know you can drag and drop on the thing itself, but this is just going to be a little easier. I feel like anyway. And we want to do this all the way up until this gets to 100,000, because that's my limit. So that's going by 10,000 every time, and that's basically as far as I can go. And then we'll add some of these. So she also does loading speed 45%. She does 60%. He's just for airships though, so it's a little different. So we'll start alternating with the exporter of goods. And just fill up the research queue, because over time then we're going to build the item module thing and just transfer them. We don't have to send a ship over, right? We'll use the actual airship hangar bay or whatever it's called to do it. Alright, that should be enough. Let's just queue up a few of these then. Alright, nice. So there we go. Your queue can go all the way up to 50, by the way. Got ruins in our cities. Let's fix that. Oh no, there's a fire. Anyway, yeah, there should be fire stations around here that can reach this. Oh, we could actually try do airdropping water. That might be fun. Could I do that, actually? Something I've been meaning to do, though. It's going to take me a while. Yeah. We'll leave the fire. I'll see if it's still burning. We'll get to it when this new ship comes out, actually. But something I want to do is... Well, there's a couple things. Back to the old world. I'm going to unlock...
Like a king
the lifestyle for overseas mail. I actually locked it just at the end of the last episode, so unlock it now. There should be some here, I think. Yeah, there's 80, so some of it's just stored up. We're going to burn through it really quickly though, but we'll fix that in the trade screen in just a moment. But that's going to allow our population to boost. People also mentioned, how'd you miss it? You've got tons of bear fur. So we'll let that go as well. We'll turn on that. So bear fur... I'm going to sort of say that part of the reason I didn't let it go is probably because I know that I don't make enough. Even though I'm storing some here in excess, and we've got like 3,000 in storage, might as well use it, right? Sure. But I don't think I'm able to sustain this. I think it's just going to go away. So I typically try to avoid doing things like that. But sure, let's get the boost. It'll give me the influence if we get enough population from it. And it's going to be 50 per household. This is going to be 125 per household, so that's massive. And we're going to set up regional mail, but I'm waiting on that ship to get made so we can bring over the aluminum to do so. Alright, let's hop back over to the New World while these things are going. So we should just see this population climbing and climbing. Remember, the next milestone to hit is 123,000. I think we'll do it, though. Hogarth is here now. So let's... Hey, what happened? Did I transfer it to a ship?
They're going to prettier.
Oh my god. Whoops.
Hi.
My current search yielded no... Hogarth? Sorry, did I do something wrong? I'm a bit confused. Harbor Master item, there he is. He's definitely in the island. Let's put you back up here. Maybe I'm making some... What the hell? Now he's just gone again. Am I doing something? I feel like I must be doing something terribly wrong. And people might be screaming at me right now. But he should just be here, right? I'm not crazy in thinking that. Harbor Master item. Back up you go. Could I do this? This would be a weird way of doing it, but this could work. I'm just going to fly over it and drop him literally on it. Okay. You can let me know what I did wrong there. Either way, Hogarth is now in position. 100% loading speed benefits again. So that's now brought us up to 9.2. So our default was like 2.0, right? And then the advanced pier brought us up. Then the first item doubled it or improved it again. 30%. And now he's after improving it by another 100%. So that's going to speed up things dramatically. But we're not done there. We want to get all the items on these ships too. So that's what we're making at the moment in the Research Institute. So hopefully that'll be okay. So something I want to do, how much longer do we have? Not that much longer now. Is improve our mail routes. So let's just type mail. And if we could get this ship before... I'm just going to tell it to pause. And hopefully we'll catch it when it comes in. Right. This one could just get off the route. That's fine. So this is our New World route, right? So we're just going between two islands to generate regional mail. So I want to make sure I do this correctly. So we'll call it mail. It's Marbella and Port of Banús. So let's say PB and Marbella. Okay. So let's just accept that route for now. We'll just come back to it in a second. So let's have a look in the statistics screen about what we actually need in these two places. So if we have a look, well, first off, we have to make sure we've turned on regional mail. So I'll just make sure I've done that. So regional mail is on there, and it's on for this class as well. We'll just make sure it's on for these classes also.
I'm sure there is more we can do.
Yep. And yes. Okay, great. So regional mail is active. So in the statistics screen, we can have a quick look, and we'll go for the demand of regional mail in Port of Banús is 3. Pretty simple. Now we'll check it in Marbella. It's also 3. So that just means we need to load up, basically, if we also then check storage, and we check the previous trade route, we can see the time between, deliveries. So it looks like it's roughly about 2 minutes, 6 minutes to 4, to 4 to 2, 2 to 1, etc. So maybe 4 to 3 minutes. The demand is 3 per minute, 3 tons per minute, yeah? Okay, so with all that information, we can kind of work out what this route needs to be. So the demand is 3 per minute, and we make the jump every 3 minutes roughly. So we just need to deliver 3 per minute, and that should basically satisfy it. Maybe you could say 4 per minute to overdo it a little bit if you wanted to. So let's just go. Well, I'll go with 3 and hope that it works. So local mail, we'll load up just 3 at Port of Banús, and then at Marbella, we're also going to load up just 3. And we're just going to assign a little one slot, well, the smallest ship that we can, the Puddle Duck, and let it do its thing. Okay. So that should be that. So all we're doing now is just picking up 3. The reason you want to pick up the minimum amount, right, and you can't just pick up 50 and let it store, is because the airships delete it. That's what I was having the problem with in the last episode and complaining about. Airships delete that stuff. And you kind of, if you're trying to use one island to distribute things to multiple islands, you're not going to have enough to do it because you're deleting more than you need to every time. Whereas any other trade route doesn't do that because the goods don't get automatically deleted. And someone explained it pretty well, and I guess it was kind of my theory also, which is why that's happening. It's because, like, if we were to pick up here and then we were to pick up there and come back here, like, is that what amount is regional mail and what amount is local mail from that initial place? It gets confusing. So I do kind of understand why it's happened this way, but I'm not sure I fully agree with it, but we can work with it. So 3 and 3 should be fine. If it ever becomes a problem, 4 and 4 should do it. But this should leave us enough so that we can start sending this stuff overseas. And that's why I'm making that bigger ship, because we're going to need to be carrying quite a lot. So if we have a look now, is that ship nearly done? It's almost done. If we go back really quickly to the old world, And then we toggle overseas mail. Oh my god, that was so loud. Overseas mail is toggled on here, right? Overseas mail is toggled on. It's falling though now. Hey, we got our extra influence. So what we could do is go overseas mail. And the demand here is 15. So we know that we need to be bringing 15 from the New World. Either from one island or from two. And if we want to do 2 islands, that means we need to make 2 trips. So what we'd have to do also is look at the route and how long it took. So it takes about 10 to 11 minutes, it seems. I don't understand why that did that. That was 1 minute apart. But it looks like it's about 10 minutes. Maybe 10 to 11 minutes. So, if we have 10 to 11 minutes and we know that we need to be delivering 15 tons per minute. The question really is, can we hit 2 islands? So, I'll just put in a kind of a normal amount at first, based on that information. And then if the route seems to be slow, because we're hitting 2 islands, well then we might have to add a little bit more to safeguard it. So if it takes 10 minutes and we need 15, so that means we'd need about 150 per minute, right? 150 is what we need to load up a ship with, which is why I'm making a ship. There we go. A ship that can hold 3 slots of stuff.
Skies are clear.
Skies are clear. So, yeah. So 150 then. So that's a big route for you. So this ship should be off that one now. Don't know where it is. We'll just take it off. It should be probably in the old world. We'll get the Muscle Cracker with it's actually got 5 slots. God damn, it's a bit overkill actually. I have a 3 slot here. The Sovereign, that's the one. So the Sovereign. We want to be picking up 150. So it's swords. That actually has enough for us to pick up 150 straight up, which is good. And that's then going to go to... Oh, sorry, wrong way around. I'm a silly Billy. Well, it's not really the wrong way around. Just want to do this one first. That's the way it should go. So, Port of Banús. 150 is what we need to pick up. So, we can only really store, by the looks of it, we'll try to bring that up to at least 100. So, we'll make that trip out to Swords. We'll pick up some local mail here as much as we can and bring it back. So that's going to be turned into overseas mail for Port of Banús. And then we're going to go to Marbella. This is what I don't get. I'm so stupid. I feel like I worked this out beforehand. Anyway, so yeah, we want to go to Swords. We're going to pick up regular local mail. And it's going to automatically come back to Port of Banús. So do I have to click Port of Banús again, do I? Yes. Okay, cool. Port of Banús then. Then don't do anything. Then go to Marbella and pick up local mail. We'll improve it as well in a moment. Pick up pretty much as you can, I guess.
How thrilling! A renowned personage has arrived.
And then deliver it to Swords. So it's 2 trips. I want this ship to make 2 trips. That's what I'm trying to get it to do. Because it can't make 1. So it's going to go to Swords. Then it's going to go back to Port of Banús and pick stuff up. So, yeah. Okay. I don't know. Let's see if that works. So that's going to be... Well, it's New World to Old World. So it is really just the... Well, it doesn't need to be called overseas, because that's what it is automatically. I'm trying to think what it needs to be specifically called. I don't know, it is just the first route. So I'll just leave it as is for now. I think this should basically work. I mean, this seems... I kind of worked things out beforehand, and it wasn't this complicated, so I feel like I've done something wrong. But when you're in the moment of recording, I'm trying to step away for a second and think. What have I done wrong with that? I'm not too sure. Because that's kind of what I have to do. If I want to pick up from 2 islands, without having 2 separate routes, I guess. I could do that. Could just have 2 separate routes that do it. One from one island, one from another island. They're both constantly flowing. That would work. But I'm trying to cut down on the amount of ships I'm using and use a bigger ship. That's the idea. So maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking that way and I should just use 2 smaller ships to do this. But this should kind of work, I think. So if we have a look at where that ship is... The Sovereign, there it is. It's after picking up 100, no problem. It's going to bring 100 to the old world, drop it off. It needs 150 for every trip it's going to basically make, but then it's going to pile up another 100 from another island. Yeah, don't know. That probably won't work then. I'll get back to it in a second. Just need to focus on some other things anyway. Let me just have a look at my list of things to do. Build airships. Ah, yeah, so we should have enough now to... Yeah, we've got the influence now to actually build a trade union and boost our
What brings you
aluminum
here,
production
Governor?
yet again. So I took that trade union down in the previous episode because I ran out of influence. So we'll just put another one down again here. Anything to do with the foundries that we had before. Yep. And then we'll just copy one of these over, copy another one there, and give it a road. So that's going to really boost our aluminium production. I'm going to pick up some aluminium now. Let's take that. Let's take the water. Why not? We could drop it on that fire if it's still going on. And we'll go back to the old world. Cool looking ship. My ships don't make a sound though. Oh, it's making one now, is it? Nope, that's the sound of the factories below. The regular airships do. But I don't hear anything from this. Super silent, because the regular ones make a big windy noise, don't they? Oh, I can't hear it now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they removed the noise. Not too sure. Or it's just bugged out. Alright, let's just fly back there. So, let's have a look. Our ship's done its thing. Yeah. Do we have enough now to start transferring the items, actually?
We're prepared.
Let's see. So I don't have that here yet. That's the commuter thing. Okay, so we need to build that module, which is the item transfer depot. That's going to unlock these different things. So over in... Well, we need to go to the old world now. Build one over there in swords. Oh my god, we actually lost artisans for the first time like ever.
Altitude stable.
Yeah, I'm basically load up a bunch of these guys. So, let's click this. Module. Item transfer depot. Boom. Can only have one. Hey, you got a new achievement. Fully operational. Item transfer overview. So, this is the guy we want to send over. 1, 2, 3. Gonna send a bunch of these as well. Why not? We'll put these on the smaller ships as well. So, like this is the system in practice then, right? Shared storage. These are just going to appear over in the new world then when these little timers wear off. And that loading speed should hopefully help these guys move a bit quicker. 123,000. Okay. I'll have to check what's going on with those artisans soon. So, the items are almost here. I think we just have to click them to transfer them into our storage properly. Yeah. Cool. Easy as that. So, while you're here, I'll basically just load you up with a little propeller. Oh, you don't get it. Okay. Same with you. You've already got one. Nice. So that propeller basically is just going to improve movement speed and cargo slowdown. So things will just move a bit faster. And then the other one we'll get for like actual loading speed. Yeah. Alrighty. So then any airship that comes by here, this needs to get the item that we just dropped in. Boom. So that's going to be loading speed 55% and movement speed 5%. So these things are going to be moving back and forth quite quickly. It seems, by the way, you can take all of the mail away and the lifestyle need for the mail itself never seems to drop. It seems like once they get it, they don't drop for quite a while, so that's good. Gives you a bit of a breathing room. So it seems like it's kind of worked. We've cut down on the traffic here quite substantially, so I'm happy to see that. Nothing seems to be getting backed up anymore. Alright, let's go back to the old world and check how this route is going. Is this the bigger one? Not yet. This one's still here. I feel like this one's been here for a while. Oh, it's just cancelled. That's why. Yeah, whatever. Just drop it. It's fine. Can't we just discard this?
We have a flight path.
I don't know how to get rid of it. I thought it was automatically deleted. I think if we put it on a new route, it'll be automatically deleted. I can't drag it off, and I couldn't transfer it in there, so don't know. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're coming back with the airship for the aluminum should be here pretty soon, and what we're going to do is build a new airship platform over this way. And once they start trading between it should be fine. So the goal is to basically get the lifestyle need for regional mail going. So that's another 60 investors if we can do it. So to do that, we need aluminium over here. So where the hell is that ship? Might just be slow because it's quite big. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, It should be here by now. There it is. It's just flying in. Just cresting over the mountain. Is that fire still going on, by the way? It actually is. I wonder if they change fires in the game so that this happens. Plan a drop run.
A bit of a coup securing their expertise.
Initiating drop.
Let's do it.
Skies are clear.
Oh, I can hear it now. Good. Alright, here we go. Watch out for those balloons. Jeez. I can't believe the fire is still going. Alright, there we go.
The fire left ruins behind.
Cool. At least it worked. Alright. Let's just fly over here, get some more aluminum. We'll fix up the... That's why the population collapsed, by the way. I was thinking, like, what are we short on? We're short on houses that aren't burned to a crisp.
Lift achieved.
So, we should have actually some aluminum here. Yeah, only a little bit, but we'll take that. Take every bit we can.
Nose forward.
And head back over to Rush. And this is where we can build our next airship platform. And we'll set up the Tethys to go back between these two islands very quickly, delivering the mail between the two.
What can I say? I'm the giving type.
So, we could turn on the lifestyle here, actually, for
I need
mail.
something to blunt my rage on.
By the way, people have asked... Oh yeah, I don't even have a post office here. People have asked if when the population rises, do they consume more of their base needs? Apparently not, from what I've read. I haven't fully tested it properly, but from what I've been reading around, apparently not. Unlike the high life, the bigger the population goes, doesn't actually influence the amount of base needs they have, so it is just completely optional extra needs that you can supply if you want, and if you're able to. So we're going to try and do that, obviously. So we're just going to go with the local mail and regional mail. So in order to do that, gonna get rid of the fire stations here. It's a good spot for it. Artisans, we have our new postal service, post office building. Cool. So it just requires 15 aluminum.
Where to?
Alright, you could go fly back to the New Worlds. Maybe we can try pick up a bit more. We've been making some in the background. Remember, we just increased the amount we're making as well, so. Alright, postal office. Boom. Easy as that. Just temporarily, we'll just fill this in. Alright, nice. There we go. Post. So what do we got? 349% productivity. Now, they're going to need their own local mail here. We want to also be building the airship platform if we can. That's 45. So how much do I actually have? Oh, they're out of sewing machines. Let's get rid of something else like this. So we've got 100. Okay. Should be able to do it. So the regular little post boxes, it's going to be difficult to add these in, really. That might be a good spot here. Yeah, it's a good spot. Maybe we can go get rid of this garden, change it around for something else. Oh my god, that's perfect. Okay, good. Maybe one on the end of the street somewhere down this way. Sure. They take a little bit of workforce, but no big deal. We've got plenty. And then that'll be intersecting that too much. Maybe there? Kind of ruins the look and feel of what I've been going for, but we can always dress it up and fix it later. Alright, so that should give us a decent amount of mail to store. Oh, you could also put one at the back here for the hotels, I guess. They need mail too. Well, it's not that they need it, but we can generate some from them, right? So I'll just leave it there, I guess. Alright, cool. Oh, I just totally forgot. We've also got little villages, don't we? So we have a little village here. And then maybe we stick one down in the corner down here. And there's a village up here. Alright, cool. So that's pretty good coverage of mail, I would say. I would assume so. And all of that means that we're generating more and more. Actually, oh yeah, we have the post office just out there. I guess another one here and another one. Overlapping radius. Ah, that's a shame. A bit further out. How much do we have left? We still have 50, so we can still build our airship platform. Just for now, I'm just going to build it somewhere down here. It would be nice to have this more central to the city when I update it. And I will update it. in not too long either. Just want to get it kind of working first. So airship platform modules, we're going to need the item transfer depot or the airmail sorting office. We kind of want both because we can increase the amount of items we can transfer then. Alright, good. So then we can now set up a new route, right? So airship route, very simply put, we're going to go from rush to swords. We'll pick up local mail and drop it off and do the same on the way back. And we'll just assign the Tethys to it. And it should sort itself out once it does this, I think, for what it's carrying, I hope. But we'll have to also check the amounts that they need. So the regional mail demand of swords is going to be huge. It's actually not a consumer good for some reason. So we'll just go to swords. Regional mail. So it requires 14 per minute. Simple as. And then for rush. Oh my god, whoops, sorry. Regional mail is just 2. So they're going to be making that trip almost instantly, I would imagine. So we'll go with this one. So I think, what is it, 14? So let's just say
Your
15.
ship has returned from its voyage.
And they only needed 2, so we'll just say 3. Hopefully we can get away with that. Just name it mail so I always see it. And, yeah. I don't know. I'll need to come up with a better name for these. But this is just going to stay in the old world. Alright, let's check that newspaper. Yikes. What's wrong? Catastrophic explosion, lack of artisanship. We brought him back. There was a fire. And we put it out. Nobody died.
Them's the word.
I don't want it. I don't have the influence for anything else. Alright. Just have to suffer a
What
negative
does that
happiness.
mean?
Oh my god, my engineers are falling now as well. They'll be fine. We'll bring it all back. So there we go. There we go. It's deleted the other slot. Nice. Okay, good. So this is now set, right? It's picking up its local mail. We should be generating more than enough here. Actually, I didn't actually check that, but local mail. Oh, actually, we're producing about 15. And we're consuming 5 apparently. So we're actually not making enough to even sustain just the investors' regional mail. God damn. Even with everything I built. That's crazy. Now I could turn off local mail here as a consumption. So I suppose why not? We don't really need the extra workforce there. That's fine. And that would save all the local mail to now be just straight brought over here. Yeah, we'll have to see if that overseas mail runs out, or if the next thing comes in time. I hope it does. We can always boost it, though. So, regional mail should get sorted now. We're coming in with 12. And just while it's doing that, let's load up a bunch of new items, and I'll fix all these little issues that are going on. More of these, please. We want to get the export... So, actually, what we really want is her. Equipped in ships, increases movement speed and loading speed by 75%. That's what we need to free up our ports. Anything else we need like that? I think it's just people that do loading speed is really all I'm after. We're just going to put them on as many ships as we can. Alright, back to the new world. So, back where it's miserable and raining. So you just stay here for a second. You stay here for a second. As well as you. Just tell all these ships to just park. Or berth. None of them have items. So we can just speed up all this. Heavy optimization. Looks like they've gotten their overseas mail though just fine. So can we... That's already unlocked. So we've actually met all the demands of this, at least for now. Don't see anything dropping, so that's good. I'm happy about that. We're up to 134,000. Dude, we're after hitting the next milestone again. Wow, we've just gained like 20,000 people. Can we hang on to it though? That's the question. We've got 141 aluminum profiles again, so we can build more airships. And I mean more airship hangars and stuff. Airship platforms. So just really quickly. Yeah, let's just transfer all these in. Boom, 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 boom. They transfer in immediately. Good. So these ships can take them on board. There you go. There you go. So one for loading, one for just general speed. Back on the route you go. I'll just do this with everybody. Ones that are generally full, I guess, are better for the legendary item.
Cargo boat at the ready.
Alright, nice. Just let the other ones go back on their journey for now. And then if I feel like I need to, I'll change them. Alright, cool. Everyone's flowing again.
This is nothing short of a mate.
Alright, let me just have a look at my notes. Is there anything left to do? Build airships in Rush. Post office. Oh yeah, we could build airships in Cape Trelawney. So
Skies are clear.
that would also count as regional mail, apparently. And that'd probably be a much better idea than bringing it from Rush anyway. The island's a bit too small. But if we want to sustain the whole thing. So in order to do that, I guess let's pick up the construction material for aluminum again. I guess load some water. Why not? And let's go to Cape Trelawney. Alright, off you go. I like this airship.
We can be the most fabulous friends.
Where to?
Do they have any skins? No, they're just the same. It's alright. Wonder how much they sell for. Not that we need the money. Alright, let's go back. Let's work on this route. I said I'm not going to gloss over things. I'm actually going to work it out and get things done properly. I have a feeling that setting up that route just wasn't correct. So let's have another look. So we have run out of overseas mail. So I think what I can do is go to the New World. Maybe I'll pick up a little bit more aluminum here. Just that last little bit there. Just bring it over to the other island of Marbella. Buy back our share. Sort out all of the little issues. We've got ruins in our cities. Okay, the ruins are all fixed. We'll go back to the New World. Cool. Done, done, and done, right? That's all done. So, how much more mail could we be getting from here that we're not already currently getting? Let's have a look. So we have the post office in the center. And we don't have any post boxes. So let's put a post box out there. And a post box somewhere over here. And that gives us kind of as good a coverage as we're ever going to get. We've got the extra aluminum just there, so we'll just drop that in. Allow this to be built. Good. Now, the reason I'm doing that, or the reason it should make some sort of effect, I would hope, is that the New World to Old World route, Mail 1, this is going back and forth to both islands. And it costs 5 influence. Now, what I could end up doing is just use 2 smaller ships that both load up 100 and just go flying. I think I'll probably do that, because this doesn't seem to really be the right way to do it. So, the smaller ships only cost 1 influence, so you'd actually save influence doing it as well. And what do we need here? We need even more aluminum, so we'll have to wait a little bit before we can get them built. Is there any extra here? We can just pick that back up, just speed that up. Every little helps, just to get them building in the background. So there we go, look at all this overseas mail coming in. Nice. And does it just get dropped here for that first one? I guess also something I could have done is check. Yeah, might as well do it now while we're waiting. So what's the demand for overseas mail in Puerto Banús? Overseas mail. It's just 1. So I don't need to be picking up nearly as much as I am. And that would actually speed up the route as well. So when leaving Swords, you know, we only need to pick up maybe 15, something like that. Because remember, it's about 10-minute round trip. So 1 a minute, it's like 10 a minute. So we'll take 15, just have that little extra. That then gets dropped to Puerto Banús. Then we go to Marbella, we pick up all the extra that's there. Then we go to Swords, and then we should just be picking up again. I don't know, 15 again or something. And it gets dropped in Puerto Banús. Yeah, so we don't actually drop any overseas mail in Marbella. That's why this route is a bit weird. That's why I'll probably just make 2 separate routes. But we'll just accept that for now. Let it do its thing until we build these other ships.
Hovering.
Alright, so, airships. A harpy. 2 harpies, please. 35 sails. And we need a little bit more helium as well. We have enough for the next one, though, in terms of sails. So they only take 8 minutes. That's pretty quick. But yeah, how's our population doing? It's good. It's 130,000. I mean, we have gained like 20,000. Pretty happy with that. We gained a bunch more influence. We were able to put back in that trade union. The only other thing I can think of doing is while our research is full, we could also now go to the Research Institute and just get the rest of the item development kind of, or the fields of research that we hadn't done yet. So technological advancement, 24,000.
Are we to invest in maritime, industrial, or civic technology?
These are new items either since this DLC or the previous one, because I didn't check actually in the previous one. That's the final 3 items. Looks like we're just a little short. Only a couple minutes and we'll be able to get it though. And then it looks like we can get additional bombs or something, so that'd be good.
It is only the
25,000. I'm just gonna wait until it's done. I almost wish I was live streaming so I can have people help me out with this in case, you know, they can just point me in the right direction. It always feels bad reading the comments later. I'm like, I could have done that better. Yeah, and I guess this 3-slot ship we'll just use for something else then. Alright, cool. So that's every item is at our disposal now if we wanted to be able to get it or look it up. The bear fur seems to be hanging on, you know, around that 3,000 mark. Chocolate seems to be dipping. Regional mail is climbing. Hopefully it climbs and stays that way. I feel like it should, right? If we were to check, again, statistics, regional mail. And, well, really, actually, storage. And then we have a look at the regional mail trip. It takes 2 minutes. So if we're demanding 14 per minute, we need to deliver 30.
Its voyage.
Yeah, we need to double what we're bringing. So let's double that. And to account for the... Yeah, well, actually, we could see the time. So there we go, 30. And I'm guessing I probably made the same mistake with this one, so I'll just put that up to 6. Oh, actually, I don't need to bring any back. We turned that off. So that's fine. We're bringing over 30. We're dropping it. That's all this ship is doing. It's delivering mail from one other island. So let's see if we can maintain this now. So I'll speed up time a bit, just to get that other ship made. Get these separate routes going. So yeah, next time this comes in, it should be 30. At least local mail is obviously satiated, no problem. Now, thinking about it, local mail, I think I've only turned it on... Jesus, so screechy. I think I've only turned it on for the investors. We could turn it on for these guys as well. The local mail for the engineers. And obviously we could build way more post offices. I don't have any out in this region. So that's going to help our population climb a little bit. It's only a small amount, 4 per household. But there are a lot, so... guess we could check now. We're producing 82, I assume. 82? It's hard to read this thing. The number changes. I have no idea what's going on with this. It's just so different. 82 and 67, so I'm assuming it's fine. It's just, it's full, and that's why some of them stop producing. Let's see what else we can load up and transfer. I was actually thinking, over on Rush, we could just use this place as a way to deposit all of our items into one area, and then just distribute them where they need to go. So if we switch back to swords now, once they arrive, we can just click them and get them into one consolidated inventory. So it is good that way as well. We want to be building one out in Cape Trelawney, so we're going to... That ship should have arrived, actually, right around now, so we'll get there in just a sec. Maintenance cost reduction for ships. Okay. So the other things that we could put in, more airship loaders. So these new airships we're making, we'll just automatically throw them in there. And I guess we're already on the ship category. I'm just trying to think, am I missing... Trade price, loading speed 75% for Hans Eichendorff, equipped in ships. Let's get him in. I think that's really it, isn't it? Trade prices, movement speed, that's fine. Yep, let's leave it at that. Oh, I guess I'm being a bit silly, haven't I? Just type loading. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, so back to the New World. Is the ship almost done? It's getting there. Not quite yet. Let's go to the Cape Trelawney then. Let's build this airship platform. So let's dump in our aluminum. That's the post office. We don't necessarily want that just yet. We'll get that soon though. Airship platform. Again, probably going to move this eventually. We'll just get some of this stuff out here is a bit work in progress.
Securing their expertise.
Let's dump it out here for now. We'll add on the item transfer depot. We'll add on the airmail sorting office. And now airships can be sent here if we want them to. Don't know why you can search items from here. I guess it's just like regular storage. Okay. So, if we click the actual thing here, You can see we brought these guys in. We don't actually need them here, though. I'm going to open this up and see, in Crown Farms, what else can we get rid of? Send this out of here. Yeah, get all these out of here, actually. Loading speed. So that's not showing up, even though I can see that she has... Oh, no, she doesn't. She just looks exactly like the Harbour Master office one, so never mind.
Ship constructed.
What else then? I guess even the basic propellers might be something to put in the ships. Movement speed, damage slowdown, that kind of thing. There he is, loading speed. Yeah, so loading, this isn't working. If I type loading speed, yeah, this isn't showing that specifically, but no big deal, whatever. Just throw them in there. Alright. We'll just hop back over to the New World and then distribute those things. So now that we have a thing here, we can also build the post office and get distributing mail from here. This counts as regional mail, not overseas mail, if you go from this region to another one. To another in the old world, that is. So if Crown Farms delivers to Swords, for instance, it just counts as regional mail. But yeah, so this is going to have to go somewhere, oh my god, in the center of the town. We could get rid of some of the gardens out this way and put a new post office here. It would fit. Seems like the thing to do. And then just have post boxes around the place. Maybe instead of the police office, actually. Yeah, screw it. They're not going to riot anyway. They love life too much.
Look busy, people.
It's a good spot for it, actually. That place needs to be updated a little bit. So many things I need to, like, update. Quote-unquote update. Yeah, let's just add in, I don't know, a handful of these. Doesn't have to be too crazy. One there. Maybe one here. Another one a bit further down this way, and that might be it. Not trying to be super optimal, just trying to get a few of them down. Okay, cool. So that should generate a pretty decent amount for us. 700% there. Storage is 120 in total. Yeah, it almost seems like you want to send these like out even in places where there are no population just to raise the storage, because the storage is so small and you can't do anything else. Like, you put down more post offices. This one only takes 15 workers though, so at least you can put them down without taking up too much. Let's give them a post office up by the town hall. That doesn't exist. Maybe one here as well. Alright, cool. So what's our storage now? Guess I have to just do it this way. 150, that's good. So that we can fill up a ship with 3 things. And then just send this across the board. But what we could do, obviously, is just allow local mail.
Standard.
And see if we can kind of cope with that on its own. Yep, totally. 16 to 3 consumption. The bar is like so different, which is the thing that confuses me. Out of 8 is the thing that really confuses me.
A bit of a coup
But it says we're making
securing their
16, right?
expertise.
So I assume it's 16. Because I guess it's a productivity boost?
This city is a magnet for genius.
Either way, 16 to 3 consumption seems totally fine to me. In so much so that we can actually turn it on for maybe other classes as well. Maybe for everybody.
Life here is a wonder.
So our population is 15,000. We'll see how much we gain with all of that.
Don't mind a bit, foraging.
Alright, now let's check it. Ah, so we don't produce enough just yet. Not for all of that. So we can put some more down out this way. I don't mind a bit of foraging. Not a huge population out here, so you're not going to get a big boost from it. But at least it's a decent amount of housing coverage.
A thank you for all you've done.
Tucked away in at the back there. Seems a little crazy.
Don't think you'll be getting any more.
Next to the newsstand. Makes sense to me. Yeah, let's toss one in somewhere here as well. Why not? Alright, that's the last one. There we go. So, that should probably do it, I would assume. 24 consumed, 26 produced. Love to see it. So we had 15,000. We're already up to 16,500. We're up to 136,000 here. We have time sped up as well at the moment. Let's go back to the New World. Equip our ship with all this new stuff that we just brought in. So we have to click the item transfer depot, which is there. Open this up. Transfer all of these things in. Get this airship just to float over here. We'll pick up the loader. Pop him in his slot. Good. That's ready to go on its next journey, but we need another one before we can do that. So we need more helium. We should have plenty of helium down here. Nice stable population here at least. Where is it fluctuating the most at the moment? Investors are going crazy. I think chocolate is for some reason having a problem. I know I did something with it in the previous episode, but I can't quite remember why it would be doing that. It seems like a lot of it's offline. Is it just full up and not being transferred or something?
We are out of room.
It seems like it. Excuse me. Chocolate. New world to old world. What's your problem? What the hell is this route? New world to old world. Oh, because we made a specialty route, didn't we, for this? Multi-regional specialty of chocolate. You're picking it up from Marbella. You're dropping it off at Port of Venus. That icon is screwed for some reason. And then if you've got anything left, you're dropping it at Lusk. So Port of Venus is... I'm so confused by this. These 3 ships are just taking it from this island, bringing it to that island. Oh, right, and then picking it up again and trying to bring it to Lusk. I see. But what's the problem? Storage is full in Lusk. And you're full. So we got 2 ships bringing in chocolate, and they're not actually... I guess just not dropping it fast enough for all the consumption. Let's just speed this up and see what happens here. So yeah, you dropped all your chocolate in. Interesting. Yeah, it's just not enough. See, that makes me think, because I haven't changed anything to do with chocolate, did I? Unless some of the... Oh, maybe some of the... No, because this place is full. If this is full, and this hasn't changed, and I didn't add any extra investors, then surely the increased population is consuming it at a higher level. That must be what's happened. How else could it have broken down like that? It's not the worst thing, because I could just put another ship on this, or have a different ship do this.
You must come across your fair share of tiresome people.
They're delivering all the kind of specialty goods.
Is heralding a bear market again.
To be a bit lazy, I'm just going to assign another ship to it.
No true bear.
Let it do its thing.
The bull will come
Stop.
back.
Too much. Too much.
Ready for action.
How's that regional mail holding up now? I assume very well. Oh, only barely. Maybe we just need to give a little bit more. Seems to be just running out as our ship comes in. Did seem like we doubled it and then some, but whatever. Let's try to do 35 now in future.
Give us a heading.
Alright, cool.
The golden ratio.
And then ideally we could... I guess ideally in this playthrough, what would be nice is if we could... Actually, yeah, let's increase the chocolate demands for these guys. See if they can handle it. Do you have a lifestyle for it? No, it's just the engineers. That's going to increase the demand for chocolate quite a bit. And they're out of rum as well. So let me just pause that. Check demand for chocolate. And see if we can do this globally. So the demand for chocolate and swords is 20. I'm going to just go lifestyle. Increase the amount of chocolate. Check now. It's 25. So we added 5 tons per minute. Now all islands... Our demand for chocolate. Let's see how much we're actually satisfying. 30 to 30. Just barely making enough. But easily making enough if we didn't allow it for them. So I wonder. I think that means that it'll be okay. Maybe I'm crazy though. We shouldn't be throwing any overboard or anything. I'll just double check that. So eventually everything should work out. It just seems like probably an inefficient way to transport it. That seems to be the root cause of what's going on here. If there's 3,850 tucked away in Lusk, you know, and it's not coming up here. I'll tell you what, actually. It's already gotten it. Yeah, this ship that we just added to it, I'm just going to make a chocolate delivery route. If it can bring 300, it's doing more than... Yeah, so I'm so sorry to toss all these goodies overboard, but it's gotta happen for my laziness. Twist of coral. Let's just make a route dedicated to doing just that. Just chocolate, please. Just one ship, just chocolate. That's all you need.
A bit of a coup securing their expertise.
So what do we call this? Lusk. Swords. Chalk import. Chalk imp, why not? And then just tell it to stay in the old world. Accept. Good. So, that ship's gonna go back now. Alright, you happy? You got some of the chocolate back. The rest of it's gonna have to sink to the bottom. Got some of the chocolate back. That's Utopia. That's not my place. And, I'm hoping that'll fix the issue. The other thing, actually, before I leave it alone, would be... You don't need to do that anymore. Just get that off there. I guess before I do, toss your chocolate again. And you can toss yours. And then we'll come in here, get rid of that, accept. And I'll look back on that route later. AKA never. Alrighty. So, let's get that helium.
Ready for orders.
600 helium, hell yeah.
Get this thing moving.
Alright, now that'll allow me to make another another harpy, and then we'll set up a better mail route. I'll just do that for this end of this episode so that you can see what I've done, and hopefully it'll work out okay. Because I think it'll be more efficient than trying to do what I was doing, which is delivering it in 2 different goes, like sending it back and forth. I think these airship routes just work best if you're going from A to B, and that's it, you know? I think so anyway. But always let me know, you know? Always open to feedback, or other suggestions and ideas. Hey, this pier can upgrade as well. Do it.
Ready for action.
Alright, so we dropped off that. We just need to get another harpy built. Now, eventually, I will be going to war with Arthur, and we will make warships, and we will make, you know, all of that stuff. But I want to stabilize the economy. There'll be a few more episodes at least before we start going down that road. I actually worry about, like, what I don't even have the influence to take over his islands, you know? It's like, yeah, we can... I mean, I could give them to Benti. Maybe I can get one more for myself, perhaps. I've actually got islands that I don't even do anything with. Like, I have an island in the New World that I've never really done much with. We get wood here, and that's basically it. You know? So, I'm not even... And then we've got this place makes fur, and this one doesn't do anything. So, I've got places that I don't even need, that I'm not using. So, I don't even necessarily want to get things from it, but definitely in the New World, we're hurting for space, and if the next DLC adds stuff to the New World... New population class. It might be fun to take an island out there, see if maybe we could get peace. I assume we just have to wipe him out and let Benti take over everything else. And abandon all the islands. But it'd be fun doing a bombing runs and just wiping him out, I guess. Seeing how all that works. I've never even seen it, but I assume it's the same as the drop run. You're just dropping bombs to set fires or to destroy buildings and hurt the economy of the other person. Sounds cool. I guess they just took that bombing mechanic and decided, like, oh, well, maybe you could do positives as well. That's, I guess, what the more positive productivity bonuses are. So I'm really just waiting now. Let's just see if I could transfer in any more items. Yeah, let's just, while we're waiting for it, go flip over to swords. It's nice that you can do it from the screen. These are all the items here. So ship items, maybe. We've got 2 more of her. Which means we've probably got 2 more of the Salima. I've just got another one right there. They're going to help the loading and unloading speed of all this stuff as well, which is good. I guess I just have to then transfer these back in here, like so. Alright, we'll slow down time. That one's a weird ship, so I'll leave it. Actually, it does... No, yeah, it's okay. It doesn't really carry that much. This one, yep. Feels good to kind of optimize as well. You know, I know that these are all going to be just running much more efficiently. We shouldn't have as much of a slowdown at these places anymore. Not saying it's the most effective way to do it, but we're definitely improving it for sure, right? 75% extra loading speed, cargo slowdown removal as well. You could double it up, right? You could put 2 people on it to really reduce the loading speed, but I'm happy with just 1 per ship for now.
Cargo stations.
If we start getting traffic build up again, then I'll switch out the propellers. The propellers aren't going to help with anything other than just moving things around slightly faster. So it looks like most ships have things now. Alright, we made our other ship. So this one.
Engaging engines.
And you can actually stop now, right? We're going to take you off that route. You're done. And you can get the loader. Loading speed 55%. So you can actually get the airship items that you get in the Arctic, like the pulley systems and stuff that you can get from Old Nate. So I might start doing that for some of the bigger ships as well that can have multiple items. But for now, the loader seems pretty good, like 55% loading speed. The cargo slowdown says plus 30%. So I assume it actually makes you slower on the journey. But then it also says movement speed 5%, so not sure how much that would cancel each other out. Wow, actually the income of these things is quite high, or the upkeep, 1,007. Does he reduce upkeep? It's a very specific amount then, isn't it? 1,007. Maintenance cost 30%. Alright, that's why. Okay, so San Juan 3 and the Darkness 3. So let's create, I'll just create a new route from scratch. So we're going to say Puerto Banús, the Old World, Swords. I'll just hit accept for a moment. Again, we'll just check the consumption rate of overseas mail in Swords. It's 15. Okay? 15. I'm just going to actually write that down because I have such a bad memory. So 15 Swords. And what I need to check now against that is we're going to have one route coming from Marbella. So we have to check its local mail. So it looks like we've got about 5 to spare. Yeah? I guess, because some of it's probably used for regional mail, so it's like so complicated. But let's just say we can roughly do about 5. And then for Puerto Banús, looks like we've got about 10 to spare. And that's 15 actually. So we'll set up both of these routes and just see if that makes sense. The travel time I guess shouldn't make too much. Yeah, make too much of a difference if you just tell them to fully load. Okay, so create another airship route.
I can appreciate the art of others.
Sorry, these are trade routes, is it? Or was it an airship? No, that's an airship route. Okay, good. So, Marbella, Old World, Swords. Load your local mail. Basically as much as you can and unload, and then we'll put one of the new ships on it. The Darkness 3. New World to Old World. Off you go. That's basically it. Mail. I'll think of names for these later. I'm just going to call them mail for now. So then the other one would be the... This one. Same thing, just a different ship. And I'm hoping this just works a bit better. So mail. New World to Old World. Okay.
We're prepared.
Alright, so hopefully overseas mail stays stable this way, and we've got now a 3-slot ship that we can do something else with. Not seeing any traffic anymore, which is good. That's full of stuff. This doesn't have any items yet. It's carrying dung. Oh my god. Nice. Big improvements across the board. So back to the old world. We're up to 135,000 population and slightly climbing. Or obviously things are fluctuating a bit. I'm hoping that chocolate's going to sort itself out now. Seems okay.
Really is the high life.
Do we have any skyscrapers that have the perfect panorama? We should do. There we go. Intense. 630 is the possibilities here. Regional mail and overseas. So obviously that's fallen down. We don't have the furs here either yet. Now furs might be one other thing we could bring up here. Maybe along with that chocolate, or maybe we could just set a new route to do it. I'll just check really quickly. Do we have furs available? I feel like we do. No. Guess we're a bit tight for it. Okay, never mind then.
An explosion in one of your factories.
No big deal. I'm happy at least the game ran well today as well.
We're
No
in
no
the
big
presence
issues.
of a
Little stuttering
virtuoso.
here and there, but nothing too bad.
I am quite satisfied, thank you.
Yeah, we haven't turned on... The goal would be to have at least this island with all of its lifestyle goods on. That's what I'm going to be aiming for. Not every island in the game. Maybe some of the main hub in the New World. And, you know, the main hub in the New World and this island. Those two will be the ones that'll be just fine. So that's the regional mail coming in. So I have time sped up just at the moment because I'm just curious to see what about the overseas coming in. So the overseas mail is here. Just has to wait. Dropping it in. Dropping like it's hot. Only delivering just the 5 right now, because that's all it had available anyway. We told it to pick up 50, though, if it could. Dropping another load in.
A bit of a
36.
securing their expertise.
And the question is that going to be stable enough now to go out, fetch more, bring it back?
How thrilling! A renowned personage.
That'll be the big question. It'd be nice to get some of the New World reports and stuff, just to see it working. And the Arctic reports. I like to utilize every mechanic in some way. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably let time play just for a little bit in between episodes and transfer a bunch of items to this trading post. I might transfer everything I have in Cape Trelawney just to get it out of there. That way I've got like centralized storage. And it doesn't take very long, so you can work with everything from one place. Because those piers deliver items and people all over the place, you know? But yeah, it looks like overseas mail. It's a struggle, man. And it's a huge demand, so I don't mind it. You know, it's a good challenge to try and figure this out. But we basically need to be making a lot of mail in different places and deliver it here. I noticed that actually I don't think Mbesa can have mail. So you can't get it from there. So it has to come from the New World. And I guess the Arctic, maybe? And that might help the yeah, it's just not enough. That's why we're fluctuating. We're close, though, to actually hitting the next milestone. Another 7,000. We've hit 140,000 for the first time ever. I'm 40,000 more than I ever thought I'd be in the game.
Daddy's little place, up on Mount Olymp.
Yeah, still not sure why we can't fill that number. 4038. Not too sure. If anyone knows, I'd like to know that, because it never seems to ever want to fill up, even though everything says 100%. And if you go to lifestyle needs, seems all fine. Happiness shouldn't affect anything, right? So they're all fine too. So bit perplexed as to what's going on with that.
Here's a spot of advice.
Alright, well that's basically going to be it. So a lot more of a trade heavy episode. I mean, we're just going to have to keep doing that until we figure out and get all the mail kind of sorted. But what I think I'm going to do in the next one is start trying to make this look a little bit better. We have all those nice ornaments. Maybe build this into the area and make it look a little cooler. So I'll spend a bit of time beautifying and then also just pay a bit more attention to the placement of certain things on these islands now that the production chains are largely sort of set. I guess some things that do need to be improved is just that mail system, and then see where I'm falling short with various small little bits. So yeah, that's going to be it. If you got any suggestions, as always, please do leave them in the comments. They were quite helpful last time, so I do appreciate it. Don't ever feel like you're criticizing, or if you want to criticize, totally fine. I appreciate the feedback. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support the channel directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. You'll also get exclusive access to my Discord, where there's dedicated channels for each series I'm doing, and it's a great place just to meet others and make some friends.